Yo, what's the vibes? Calm your mental family. This is AO, A Free Bird, coming in with another installment of Calm. I just felt like hitting record, y'all, and this is pretty much a freestyle. It's pretty much like, actually, all of my episodes are freestyle, but I guess this one's just kind of like a free flow. This is kind of like, I'm going to touch on, just some shit I've been going through or moving through or working through. Life has been lifing, and so just some mini updates, I think. And as always, I try to come in with sharing my experiences and in order to provide insight, maybe some guidance, maybe some laughs, or maybe just you taking a break from whatever bullshit you got going on. Let me distract you with mine. Before I get too far out, folks, I just want to shout out Stomp's playlist for this no copyright lo-fi music I found on YouTube. Stomp's playlist is always a vibe to me, so yeah, that's what we're going with. We'll see what they have in store for us as I ramble. But yeah, guys, let's take a deep breath. I hope you're well. I hope all is well, or it's getting better. I've been, moving through some emotional shit, I say the last couple of weeks. It's been sort of rocky over here in these waters. Sort of choppy, sort of rough. A lot going on with my mental health, just trying to float above, trying to keep my mind above the bullshit, but it's been rough. It's not only been rough for my mental health of just trying to stay above, but trying to stay motivated, trying to, stay in alignment with what I truly want for myself. And those times are the hardest when you're going through shit, and I'm one of those people that when I'm going through stuff, I don't really tell people, I don't really talk about it. And it's mainly because that's just how I've always gotten through. I've always just figured out what I need to figure out on my own. I've always, took a turn here or there or made an adjustment where I need to in order to push through. I rarely wait on someone else to help me, And maybe there's some good and bad to that, but, for the most part, it's worked out for me. I've normally figured something out, after some time, and then I have something to share, I have maybe something that will help you get through a bit quicker. And as of late, when I take a dive mentally, I try to go outside. I try to move my body. I try to go for a walk, and I try to listen to vibes, some music or a podcast or something funny, anything that can kind of shift my mindset's direction or distract me. And more often than not, I'm able to pull myself out. And this last time around was no exception. Sometimes I get down when I think about where I'm at and where I want to be in life, And it's mostly those personal goals with myself. It's never about attaining something material for me. It's, where am I at on the discipline or the self-control or the things I told myself that I would do, to make myself happy. And again, it comes down to discipline and self-control. It's usually in that area. So, and just coming to grips with the reality of progress and how progress, when you're on social media, when you're looking at other people and you see like their climb to whatever, you see their progress, you see their, their fit bodies or, whatever they've been trying to accomplish, and you're like, damn, I wish I had that type of discipline or that type of self-control or whatever got them to, that the finish line of whatever they were looking for. But I have to remind myself that I don't see their day-to-day. I don't see their struggle. I don't see the days they have to push themselves to be consistent, or the days that they might have a setback, because they've gotten sick, or, they've pulled a muscle, or, something just, there's some type of kink in the line of their life. And, we don't see those days for the most part. We see maybe point A of where they started, and we see the end. And so I have to remind myself that there's a lot of in between. And I'm no exception to that. There's a lot of in between. And, me speaking of getting sick and like having, physical training goals and running goals. And I've just been running up against some new ailment, I guess you could say, that requires me to get on this medication, and the setback of the medication and what it does to my body, and, having to pause on my physical goals. It's been really, really frustrating. It's probably the most frustrating thing right now. It's just constantly just feeling like I have to start and stop, and start again, and a lot of times start over, not start where I stopped, but start over because of what the pills and medication and the illness does to my body. So yeah, I've been kind of climbing up and down that mountain for a good month now, over a month now, and it's been hindering my ability to join my run club, to go back to them, to get my walk on, to do anything that I would like to be doing. Not only that, but, just being so far away from, where the run club is located. And, it's just been like, there's just been things that I feel like anytime that I'm pushing into a progressive state and have goals, it's like shit just comes from every direction to like, discourage me. And those are the days. Those are the days that I have to find a reason to keep going, or remind myself why I started and what I want my goal to be. So in the spirit of that, I came across this beautiful quote, and actually I was watching a movie and the lady said it, and it just stopped me in my tracks. So I wanted to share it with you. I'm not sure who the author of this quote is. I didn't even give myself time to look it up, but the quote basically said, or the quote was, if you aim at nothing, you will hit nothing. And I want us to all just take a moment to let that sink in. If we aim at nothing out there, we're going to hit nothing. We're going to succeed. But all those times you start and stop, remember what your target is. Remember why you're doing it. Remember where your target is. And where you're aiming. And you might not hit that target the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. But every time that you aim and shoot at that target, you're giving yourself practice to one day succeed at hitting that target, and you're building up something in you that will turn just regular target shooting into mastery. And you'll get better at aiming and hitting your target, whatever that is. And you can apply that practice that turned into self-mastery into any area of your life. The cool part is you might be aiming in one direction of your life, right? And not necessarily hitting that target the first time, but practicing. Until you actually do hit that target. But you can then take that skill and point it towards whatever you aim at next. Make sure that you're aiming at what you want. And you know, that brings me to the other thing that has been, I don't know if it's been weighing on me, but it's just been kind of the center of my focus. And it definitely has to do with what I've been aiming at. And that would be in the love category, in the relationship category of my life. I think for a long time I've been aiming at nothing. And that would be due a lot to, my fear of intimacy, my fear of commitment, wanting companionship, but needing it to be perfectly packaged in barriers and unavailability and limitation. I'm confessing to you now that I have hunted, I have aimed at unavailability because of my own unavailability. And what I've uncovered in my own reflection is that unavailability has a lot to do with how guarded I am around my heart, my emotional life. How rigid, maybe, how protective I am around my own vulnerability. wanting love, but not wanting anyone to be able to penetrate what's near and dear to me, my thoughts, my heart. And the irony is that I pretty much wear my heart on my sleeve. But there are very few that I let get close enough to me to see me. And you know, I like it that way. However, I've been confusing the universe's algorithm, longing for love, but being unavailable to it, aiming at unavailability. So yeah, that's my little vulnerable moment with you all. And just a warning of like, yo, pay attention to what you're aiming at. Pay attention to what your target is. Not just what you're aiming at. You've got to know what your target is. And you've got to be clear about your target. Because whatever your target is what the universe is going to send you to aim at. And it doesn't always, I think sometimes we get fixated on the good things in life, right? That we can create with our energy. The good things in life that we can, send signals to the universe about. But it's just as important, if not more, to make sure that you're not creating negative things because of your limitations for the universe to send you, because it's going to send you whatever you ask it to. With your energy. And if your target is confusion because you don't know what you want, or because what you want conflicts with the barriers you have on the inside of you, the universe is going to send you a very confusing script of your own doing. So yeah, watch what you put out there. Pay attention to those targets you hang up, because you're gonna get it. Whatever you aim at is what you're going to get eventually. Deep sigh. That was refreshing to share, but also kind of, okay, let's take a breath. How are you feeling after that one? I hope that was useful. So before I end this and actually get some sleep, because it has been quite the day in the air, I did find one more sweet and refreshing quote that I wanted to share. And I thought it was pretty cool. So I want to encourage everyone out there who just is feeling any type of way, it says 10 out of 10 recommend being your realest, weirdest, and hottest self instead of trying to be everyone's cup of tea. 10 out of 10 recommend being your most authentic, weird self, hot self. Because you know what? That's what you want to be loved for. You want to be loved for by someone who actually loves your real weird self. Who adores it even. Adores those faces you make. Adores the way you laugh. Adores the way you think. Or can find humor in it with you. That's what you want. You want someone who doesn't judge that maybe you're an overthinker or that maybe you're a clumsy or a little goofy in some way. But someone who enjoys being themselves with you. Because your weirdness makes their weirdness comfortable, enjoyable. You're not alone. And what I'm learning is that the more you allow life to show you, you're not alone by actually showing up as your true self, the less alone you're gonna feel because your people, your type of weird is out there. And it's a matter of allowing so that those scales can fall off of your eyes and you can see them. Because right now you're stuck with those scales of aloneness on your eyes and it's blinding you from the people that are right in front of you. And you know, the most important thing you can do to welcome in those who are like you is beginning to like yourself, beginning to like and embrace your weirdness, your oddness, your goofiness. There's something about self-acceptance and what happens when you embrace the dope shit about you that doesn't make sense or might be a little embarrassing or might be a little neurotic or quirky or fill in the blank. I touched on this in my last episode, but you're different on purpose. And your people are out there. Allow life to send them your way by embracing yourself, your uniqueness, your dopeness. It's been a day, y'all, so I'm gonna end this episode on this note. embrace life. It's pretty cool once you kind of push the clouds out of the way, man. Embrace it for all you can while you can. I'm sending love and calm your way. That's all I have for now. Until next time.